Welcome back to Fast Money. Facebook going full crypto, unveiling its new digital currency, Libra, today, the start of what the social giant calls the Internet of Money to rebuild a reliable and global financial infrastructure. But our resident Bitcoin baller, Brian Kelly, says it's not exactly a cryptocurrency. He's over at the plaza with a little crypto class. BK, take it away.
Yeah, sure. So let's get into this. This is not to put down Libra. I think this is a huge step forward for the entire space. But let's just look at how this works and what you're getting into if you're going to do Libra. Okay, so how does it actually work? What are the mechanics? First thing you do is exchange dollars, yen, euro, whatever the basket's going to be for your Libra token. So Facebook gives you a Libra token for your dollars. So Facebook is now holding your dollars. You have to trust Facebook that they're going to hold on to those dollars, they're going to keep track of the ledger, and that your token's going to be worth something. You go out, you buy your goods and services on the Facebook platform, whoever else is using it, maybe Uber somehow is involved, and then you're left with the Libra tokens that are left over. Let's say you bought $20 worth of Libra tokens. It cost you $10 for a nice digital cat on Facebook, and all of a sudden you've got another $10 left in Libra tokens. Again, you have to trust Facebook that they're going to hold it, that the companies there are going to, the companies in the consortium are going to keep that ledger and be honest about that. That's a big difference from what a cryptocurrency is. It's about trust. So when you talk about the difference between this and something like Bitcoin, Bitcoin is trustless. You don't need to believe that anybody's going to check that ledger. You can do it yourself. You hold on to it yourself. So let's look at really kind of the main difference. And I'm going to be a bit simple on this for the crypto folks out there. They probably might not like this, but this is really the main difference. What Libra is doing is creating a digital version of the US dollar, yen, euro. It's like a stable coin, but you still have all the characteristics of a fiat currency. What Bitcoin is, it's digital gold. And in my opinion, it's probably a lot better than gold, but there is no trusted third party involved. And that's the huge difference. This is about that trusted third party. And to me, that's the revolution of crypto, is that it is peer-to-peer. You disintermediate financial services. This keeps the existing system. This does away with it. And that's the difference.
Karen's got a question.
Yeah, so let me ask you, this sounds to me like PayPal or Venmo. And so I was wondering, PayPal didn't really seem to react. Certainly, Facebook's gone up a lot in the last couple of days on this. How is that not a PayPal or Venmo for Facebook?
Yeah, I mean, effectively, that's what Libra is. It's PayPal, Venmo, any of those type of things we have now. It's the next iteration of it. You'll likely be able to do more. I'm frankly shocked PayPal wasn't down more. I know we're going to have Mark Mahaney on talking about how big this is for Facebook, but for the payment space, think about this. You now have global payments that are going to be cost zero. What does that do for everybody else who's charging money for those global payments? Those spreads are going to zero.
So Brian, we're talking about PayPal, we're talking about Visa, MasterCard, Mercado Libre, Stripe, you name it. They're all involved in this project. They've funded this project. Isn't this what everyone's been waiting for in terms of institutional backing? Forget investors. I mean, you actually have platforms that are conduits now.
Yeah, absolutely. So actually, that's what I started this off saying. I would not want to disparage Libra at all. This is a huge step forward. This, Facebook's going to have a nice looking wallet that everybody can get on. It's easy to use. You can start moving this stuff around. We can have an argument about the philosophy behind one of these, but for Facebook to do this and to create that wallet and get people on board and have Visa and have MasterCard all involved in this validates the technology and gets people involved. To me, it's like the AOL moment. AOL got you online. Libra's going to get you into crypto.
All right, thanks for that, BK, and that crypto class. We got a news alert, meantime, on Facebook's Libra. Elon Moy is in D.C. with all the details. Elon.
Melissa, House Financial Services Chairwoman Maxine Waters calling for a moratorium on Libra until Congress has a chance to weigh in. She said that Facebook executives should come before her committee to testify about these issues. She said that Facebook, with this announcement, is continuing its unchecked expansion and extending its reach into the lives of its users. She called it a wake-up call to get serious about privacy and national security concerns. Now, the ranking Republican on the committee, Patrick McHenry, has also expressed some reservations about the new cryptocurrency. We're also hearing some skepticism from Senate Democrats as well. So clearly, Facebook is going to have to answer to Congress as well as it develops this new digital currency. Back to you.
All right, Elon, thank you so much. Elon Moy Guy, what do you? I mean,
Well,
it's
it's interesting.
bipartisan, so that's
Yeah,
interesting.
bipartisan. So it's interesting they talk about trust. I mean, Facebook's pushback, and I'm not obviously on the Facebook board, nor do I care to be, but their pushback, but hey, we're showing you how people trust us in the most powerful way possible with their checkbooks, effectively. If they trust us with information that we can, have currency go back and forth, what better way to exhibit trust? So this works to their favor, I think. So in a lot of ways, I think Facebook is trying to preempt exactly what they're trying to go after them for.
This is what Senator Sherrod Brown, the top Democrat in the House Banking Committee, said in a statement. He said, Facebook is already too big and too powerful. It has used that power to exploit users' data without protecting their privacy. We cannot allow Facebook to run a new cryptocurrency out of a Swiss bank account without oversight.
Well, so right, this is a new tangent for Facebook. It's obviously a very exciting business, but it gets you into a place where if we're already into a form of, call this economic exchange amongst individuals that already is shrouded in mystery for most regulators. Forget the practitioners who don't believe it's mysterious at all. For regulators, this would be another bucket. Look, the $30 move in Facebook stock off of 160 is all about a recovery from Libra, yes, and the market overall, but from headlines on regulatory, onslaught. So that stuff has not left Facebook, and I think this is a reminder of such.
All right. Well, our next guest says Libra could be a watershed moment for Facebook and the crypto space. Mark Mahaney is the lead internet analyst at RBC Capital Markets.
Fantastic.
And he is here in-house. I mean, this is a rare occurrence.
It's been a long time.
It's good to be back. It's raining outside. I don't know if anybody knows that.
You don't look wet at all, by the way. So we were just talking about this pop in Facebook stock, and some would say, oh, it's Libra. What do you think?
I think that's definitely part of it. I mean, the stock's up, 7-8% in the last 3 days. What other news is there? So the speculation started building up on Friday. We wrote a note on it that morning, another one today. Look, this, I don't want to overstate it. This may be the Waymo moment for Facebook. In other words, when I talk with really long-term oriented investors on Facebook, they like the business, the core advertising business, but they want to know what the option value is. What else can this company do besides advertising? They may have just answered the question. There's a lot of ifs and ands or buts and whether they execute well on this or not. But I think the model to look for here is WeChat and what WeChat has done in China. And they generate about $10 billion a year in relatively high profit revenue. It's a share of commerce. It's a share of transactions. Facebook has these two great assets that people in the U.S. underappreciate. There's this thing called WhatsApp that's got over 1 billion people. You leave the U.S., this is very widely used and immaterially monetized. And then Facebook Messenger. I know there's a lot of controversy about Facebook in the U.S. market. You leave the U.S., you go to India, you go to Latin America, you go to Africa and the Middle East. There isn't a debate about the functionality, the usefulness, the privacy concerns related to these two assets. So anyway, we've had a re-rating because of this. I think it's warranted.
Right, and all of those groups that you mentioned, the people in those countries use WhatsApp already. I mean, they're fully entrenched on that platform as it is. But when you think about what this can do, I mean, David Marcus, the head of Calibra, was on Squawk Box this morning, and I didn't get from him anything beyond peer-to-peer transfer of money. And and if that's free, I don't understand how Facebook monetizes WhatsApp or Messenger by doing that. Can you connect the dots for me?
I'm going to try. If he can't do it, there's a communications problem for the company. David Marcus is a very good executive, so my guess is that they're not showing all of their cards. Think about it this way as a platform. You're increasing the functionality of WhatsApp. It's used widely now as a texting, messaging tool between people. But why not layer in more functionality, the ability to order a meal delivery or ride sharing, or to actually make purchases, or to send money back and forth? You've just created more engagement on the platform, so you could put some ads against that. But I really think if people are going to use WhatsApp in order to order ride sharing cars, you can get a commission off that. I think that's been the model at WeChat, and
so
that's what they're going to do.
they're making money from Uber, basically, from whoever the partner
I think
may be.
I think that's exactly what's going to happen here. But we're just guessing, and I'm surprised they're not more upfront about it this morning. But I think that's the path.
Yeah.
Hey, Mark, I'm curious, are other social media stocks now going to have to follow or going to follow? I know Jack Dorsey's a big supporter of Bitcoin, and, let's talk about Snap. Do these other guys now have to just come along?
No, I don't think so. There's also one thing that's really important and special about Facebook. It's just how big its audience is outside of the U.S. There's not a payments problem in Japan or in Korea or in the U.S., North America, and Western Europe. You don't need cryptocurrency. there are parts of the world where credit card adoption is very limited. Currencies are really wild. That's where cryptocurrency as an enabling payment mechanism can really help. So Facebook's got 1 billion people in these markets. Snap doesn't have anybody in those markets. So I don't think there's much of an opportunity for them. I don't think they need to follow. But it just is one of those things. It's a reminder of how powerful the Facebook platform is. I also like the stock because it still trades at a discount to its growth rate. It's cheap on a growth-adjusted basis. So it's our #1 pick in the group.
So, Mark, let me ask you something to understand this better. So they have all these partners in this, and I thought that the partners were not going to be part of the rest of Facebook's business. So to the extent they monetize it from some of their other businesses, how do they divvy that up? And why? And if it's only used in the U.S., why would it be pegged to these other currencies as well? If it is used at all in the U.S.
Yeah, so, you're asking, we don't have answers to some of these questions. Now, Uber, they could work with Uber, and Uber's in most markets or is a stake in every market in the world. So there is a play there. I don't know how many different, Mercado Libre is one of their partners. So there you go, the leading e-commerce asset in Latin America. So they're putting together the pieces. I'd like to see a broader list of e-commerce. Like, where's the Mercado Libre of India? Where's the Mercado Libre of Indonesia? Are they going to be part of this network? They should be. That will create more value for the network. So I don't know exactly. We don't know yet how that's going to play out. But I think that's the goal here.
Last quick question. I know we don't have a lot of answers, but to the extent that Facebook is creating this new ecosystem with this payment system as its core, as its spine, when you look at the other players out there, who do you think gets interrupted the most? I mean, would it be Apple's been trying to create this ecosystem. It's got this terrific, but Apple Pay, I don't know if a lot of people use it. I know you don't cover Apple, but
I'm going to go out on a limb here. I'm not. Zach Schwartzman, who works with me, is our big crypto bull in the house. I mean, I think the crypto bulls are going to tell you 5 to 10 years out, it's traditional banking that's upended, because if somebody is creating the platform that's going to enable commerce and payments and transactions,
right,
then it's a lost opportunity for somebody. Guess who? The traditional banking companies. So how's that for going out on a limb?
All right, Mark, great to see you. Thank you. Mark Mahaney of RBC. Guy, what do you think?
He's right. It is the traditional banks. I think BK would agree with that as well. In terms of Facebook, the stock, Tim nailed it. I mean, 160 was the level, 50% retracement, did it on huge volume a couple weeks ago. Now the stock cleared to take out that 197 level, which is where we topped out in May. The real test will come at the all-time high that we saw last year, 225. I think that's where the stock is headed over the next couple weeks.
Simply, if Facebook does run into more regulatory issues and actually has to be broken up, that's actually a positive for the stock, in my view. Some of the parts I actually think it's cheap. The businesses that Mark, who's not here anymore, talked about are some that are probably under-monetized right now, and I think could be by themselves.
All right.
We can have an argument about the philosophy behind one of these, but for Facebook to do this and to create that wallet and get people on board and have Visa and have MasterCard all involved in this validates the technology and gets people involved. To me, it's like the AOL moment. AOL got you online. Libra's going to get you into crypto.